Hello, my dear listeners. My name is Kishore Ganesh, and in this episode, I'll be inviting you, my dear listeners, to travel back to 1987 for my review of John McTiernan's Predator, starring the inimitable and iconic Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Elpidia Carrillo, Bill Duke, Richard Chaves, Jesse Ventura, Sonny Landham, Shane Black, and others. It is written by John and Jim Thomas and has since then gone on to become something of a permanent fixture in popular culture. Let me let you in on a little secret. I had absolutely not watched Predator at all before last week. I knew of Predator, of course. I knew of the plot of the film, and of course, I have been inundated by the quote unquote materials from the film, like that meme, that soundbite from Arnold, and that iconic Predator creature design. The fact that if I say Predator, more so than images of real life predators like lions and tigers, the images of that alien creature and Arnold pop up in your heads is testament to how much that film has seeped into popular culture. But it is for this reason that I didn't actively seek it out because I need to be in the right mind space to watch such an iconic film, don't I? Combine this with the fact that I'm not a fan of dumb action movies, which is what I assumed Predator was going to be, where there is only bad acting, bad screenplay, and everything exists just to push the narrative from one action set piece to the next. And when last week I happened to stumble upon this film and casually started watching it, I was in fact blown away. Damn, this film was fun. First of all, there is no mucking about in this film. The two Thomases, Jim and John, have crafted a screenplay that is devoid of any lag. It is, in fact, perfect from a pacing perspective. Things felt like they were moving in just the right pace, not too fast, not too slow, at all points in the film. Thanks to the writing, I was so invested in the film and the story that pacing was absolutely the last thing on my mind. The characters in the film too, I don't know too much of their backstory, and quite frankly, didn't care about it. How horrible and bloated of a script would it be if in this Prey vs Predator film, I had to know about the families and love interests of the characters? Seven people go into the jungle to do a job and get caught in a world of mess. That's it. That's the plot of the film. So I was very thankful about not being subjected to flashbacks of the characters' lives. That said, it is due to the brilliance of the writing that I was informed enough about the characters to care about what happened to them. Truly impressive. And of course, we need to talk about the pièce de resistance of this film, which are the action sequences. Thanks to all the practical effects, this movie and these action sequences stand the test of time. You watch this film, especially a HD version of it, and you are likely to be blown away by the standard of the action sequences. The liberal use of guns and bombs that leads to splattering of blood is extremely fun to watch, and all the while never going overboard so as to be off putting. There is surely a horror element to this film with the way that the predator goes about doing his business, and that makes the finale of this film even more satisfying. Specifically, talking about the climax sequence, the story turns the table on quote unquote man and strips him of every kind of armor that he has in the form of weapons and technology and leaves him like any other prey animal that humans who fancy themselves as hunters would hunt down in our world. All that he has left is his intelligence and strength, and we get to see if he has what it takes to come out on top in such a situation. Again, the intelligence here is needed to learn from ongoing events and evolve extremely quickly because if you don't, the only option left to you is death. This survival battle is conceived and executed brilliantly and in a riveting fashion. Basically, the film keeps elevating the tension and the stakes in an almost perfect manner right till the climax. The trio of John McTiernan, the director, and the two writers have created an action classic for the ages. kudos to them. Last but not least, the cinematography of this film is top notch, capturing and transmitting the atmosphere of a damp, dangerous, and claustrophobic rainforest to the audience, and a special call out for how well the skin tones of this racially diverse cast of actors are captured as well. On the whole, Predator took me by surprise, and one of the best compliments I can give this film is, quote, "Why did I wait this long to watch this film?" End quote. I caught the edited for TV version of the film, so I'm going to definitely attempt to catch the R-rated version as soon as possible, which I have a feeling is gonna blow my mind even further. If you're an action movie fan, Predator is an absolute must watch, and if you aren't, well, this film is very likely going to entertain you even then. For all the films that have been ubiquitous in popular culture, I'm happy to say that Predator has attained that status for the right reasons, and in my opinion, it is a legitimate classic. Once again, my name is Kishore Ganesh. This is the Vocal About Visuals podcast, and thank you, my dear listeners, for your time and for listening. Please do give this podcast a follow on your preferred podcast platforms and on YouTube. You can follow me on my socials on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast Plural, where I post links to my upcoming episodes, memes about popular culture, and the occasional rants about Arsenal FC.